They bought him out. Eric Adams has dropped out of the race. Narrowing the race to just Mamdani, Cuomo, and Sliwa. No, guys, it's not good. That means that more votes go to Cuomo. Not that many, though. Also, he left too late to be removed from the ballot. His name is still going to be on the ballot. And I'm going to assume anyone who was voting for Adams was low IQ anyway, so they're probably not exactly like an informed voter. So he's still going to be there. He's just not a candidate. All those votes are getting wasted, basically. I mean, they're not getting wasted because it's ranked choice voting, but it would be as though he was already there.
This morning, 5 weeks before the election, New York City Mayor Eric Adams is no longer seeking to hold on to his office.
Despite all we've achieved, I cannot continue.
It's not ranked choice? Oh my, it's not, the general's not ranked choice? My bad. Okay, never mind. Those are all just wasted votes then. Sorry. I thought it was.
My re-election campaign.
His campaign had struggled. The Trump Justice Department dropped federal corruption charges against Adams earlier this year, but the city denied his campaign public.
You've been told this before. You're going to have to say it again, too. You're going to have to say it again. 100% you're going to have to say it again.
Matching funds, and Adams lagged in the polls. Adams came under pressure to drop out as President Trump pushed for a smaller field, calling for just one candidate to take on progressive frontrunner Assemblyman Zoran Mamdani.
Trump has explicitly said, by the way, that he will cut federal funding from the city of New York if Mamdani wins. We're already like gearing up for an actual war between the federal government and the city of New York. I only hope the people of New York City are ready to stand by under siege. Like, this was going to happen no matter what. No matter what, this was already going to happen, you know?
A self-described democratic socialist.
We're going to have perhaps a communist mayor because it's split up. You know, if the people would get together and have one candidate, they'd have, I think, a pretty good chance.
Sources tell us the White House offered Adams an ambassadorship at one point to get him out of the way, believing former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo would match up better against Mamdani.
It's a politics where Donald Trump and billionaire donors are determining the actions of failed executives. We're going to show that they can't dictate the outcome of this race.
Adams did not endorse
the messaging discipline of a deity, man. It's crazy.
Any of his rivals, but appeared to offer a warning about Mamdani.
Major change is welcome and necessary, but beware of those who claim the answer to destroy the very system we built together over generations.
Can't wait for them to use the COINTELPRO bill to arrest Mamdani under terrorism charges. Skynet_0, this is unfair to you, but I'm going to tear you limb from limb. I need specificity. For one, it's not a bill. It's a presidential memorandum. For two, terrorism isn't a charge. It's not a charge. It's not not a distinct law. Well, it varies state to state. There are terroristic elements to murder one in New York State, which I only learned recently when it was dropped from Luigi Mangioni's case. But terrorism itself, it's not just specifically that. They can only arrest you and bring you to trial for crimes you've actually committed, or at the very least that they think could hold up in court, you know? They will be investigating him. However, they have already been investigating him. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that the Trump administration has already put at least one counterterrorism detachment from the FBI on Mamdani in a desperate effort to find anything wrong with him, which is why if you want this country to have a future, you need to be strong and you need to be careful.
That is not change. That is chaos.
Now, even though Adams dropped out, the ballot is already set. So the mayor's name is going to remain on it, along with independent Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Sliwa. Both of them say they're best positioned to challenge the frontrunner, Zoran.
Hilarious. Mamdani, how do you feel about this?
Today, Eric Adams announced he won't be running for re-election. 4 years ago, he ran on a promise to working-class New Yorkers, to deliver both safety and justice, to bring the voices of the outer boroughs into City Hall. Instead, he raised their rents, slowed their buses, and cut funding for their schools, libraries, and childcare. A city that was already hard has become nearly impossible for those who call it home. But a new day is coming. Over the past year, tens of thousands of you have built the biggest grassroots campaign our city has ever seen. You have knocked on millions of doors, all to make the city affordable. In just over 5 weeks, we will turn the page on the politics of big money and small ideas and deliver a government every New Yorker can be proud of. And to Andrew Cuomo, you got your wish. You wanted Trump and your billionaire friends to help you clear the field. But don't forget, you wanted me as your opponent in the primary too. And we beat you by 13 points. Looking forward to doing it again on November 4th. Hope you're well.
Spectacular. He needed to add that "hope you're well" so this wasn't misinterpreted by Homeland Security as a terroristic threat. Very smart. Very smart. Very smart guy.
Some major breaking news in the New York City mayoral race.
You guys ever
Incumbent Mayor Eric Adams.
What if Mamdani was Chinese? Sit on that.
Who was running for re-election as an independent, has dropped out of the race. Adams will now be the first one-term New York City mayor since David Dinkins lost re-election back in 1993. The scandal-plagued mayor had been struggling in the polls, with a recent Fox News poll showing him dead last at 8% behind his rivals Zohran Mamdani, Andrew Cuomo, and even Curtis Sliwa. Here's what Adams said earlier in a video announcing the end of his campaign.
Less than Sliwa is genuinely insane.
Despite all we've achieved.
Yeah.
And joining us exclusively for his first live sit-down interview since the shakeup in the race, Zohran Mamdani, the Democratic nominee in the New York City mayoral race. Great to have you back here on the set. We got to say that we weren't expecting to have you here, so we really appreciate you making time because of the news. I'll start broadly by getting your reaction to the fact that Eric Adams, who is polling fourth, has dropped out, and what this means for the race going forward.
Look, Donald Trump and his billionaire donors may be able to determine the actions of Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo, but they will not dictate the results of this election. This continues to be the same election as it was when we started on October 23rd, a choice that New Yorkers have between Eric Adams' record, which is Andrew Cuomo's agenda, one that has priced New Yorkers out of what is now the most expensive city in the United States of America, or our vision for a city that New Yorkers can actually afford. And I'm excited and just as confident as I was yesterday at actually delivering that vision and winning this race on November 4th.
Do you have a sense of what's behind this decision today? We've all heard that Curtis Sliwa, the Republican.
Can we all agree Sliwa gets an honorary comrade award during Reconstruction? I mean, I just respect him for being like one of the only people in the entire American right who seems to believe anything. He's insane, and his beliefs are insane, but he is consistent. He is consistent, and I do prefer that infinitely. Like, we're in such a dark pit right now that if a political party emerged and it was all Ku Klux Klanners, but they just openly admitted they were racist and wanted all like non-white people out of the country, I'd be like, finally, a breath of fresh air. They actually say what they think. Unironically, like, yeah, that's where we are right now, as opposed to the Republicans right now, like half of them being that guy, but they never admit it.
Claims that he's been offered large sums of money from powerful people to get out of the way. Do you think that's what's happened here?
I think we have to put this in a larger context, where after we beat Andrew Cuomo by 13 points in the Democratic primary, he called Donald Trump to ask what they could do together to defeat our campaign in the general election. And Donald Trump has spoken time and again about how he wants to narrow this race, how he wants to use every tool at his disposal to try and stop this campaign for affordability. And we're seeing, amidst all of that, here yet again, the moment where he is shaping this race, but we're going to show him that New Yorkers are tired of his politics and they're tired of being priced out of the city.
Eric Adams had a warning for New Yorkers in his parting message, and I want to play that and have you respond on the other side.
Please.
I must also sound a warning. Extremism is growing in our politics. Our children are being radicalized to hate our city and our country. Major change is welcome and necessary, but beware of those who claim the answer to destroy the very system we built together over generations. That is not change, that is chaos.
What do you make of that message? Do you feel that that's directed towards you and is not so veiled swipe at your Muslim heritage, but also your position, some of your policy positions? What's your response to that?
Well, I think that the only thing I truly find to be extreme is Eric Adams' record. This is a man who's raised the rent on
Again, I can't believe. I wonder if he's going to keep up this kind of messaging discipline. when he's actually the mayor, because he's like laser focused to an extent that's borderline like insane. Like it's almost inhuman how laser focused he is. I've never seen a politician do that. But when you're actually the mayor, you're not campaigning anymore, right? He's gonna have to get a little wacky with it, you know? It's very good. Anyone else feel like we're reaching like dark Mamdani era? I don't know. I feel like his face has been darker. The past couple of months, it's been getting a little more like serious when he does the interviews. He looks more friendly in the videos that he does, but in the broader public appearances, I feel like as he gets closer and closer to what is likely to be his victory, he's like, "Oh shit. I'm actually positioned to be the one single guy leading the opposition against the most powerful country in the world turning fascist. Like the Democrats aren't really there with me. Some of them are, but for the most part, I'm on my own." Do you think he's wondering that? He's like, I don't know. I don't feel so good. I've got a tummy ache. I'd have a big tummy ache if I was Mamdani. Like I said, we have to be warriors for Mamdani, which I do not mean in a violent context. Thank you, FBI. What I mean is that we need to be active advocates for Mamdani. Thank you.